Hello everyone, what am I going to talk about today is orchestra. The purpose of my talk is that orchestra is very crucial to musicians to develop their musicianship and collaboration. To begin with, I'm going to cover some important elements of orchestra and then I will compare two different kinds of orchestras. Basically, we are going to focus on these four elements, which are basic concepts and instrumentation of the orchestra and original meaning of the term orchestra, setting, and finally, chamber orchestra versus philharmonic orchestra. Okay, let me start with the general concept of orchestra. Orchestra is a large instrumental ensemble that includes string, violin, viola, cello, and bass, woodwind, flute, and clarinet, brass, trumpet, trombone, and horn, and percussion instruments, which includes drum and timpani. The term orchestra derives from the Greek, the name for the area in front of an ancient Greek stage reserved for the Greek chorus. The orchestra developed throughout the 18th and 19th centuries, but changed very little in competition during the 20th century. Each instrumental section has a principal who is responsible for leading the group. The principal first violin is called the concertmaster, who not only leads the string sections but also the entire orchestra. The concertmaster usually sits to the conductor's left, closest to the audience. In most orchestras, the concertmaster comes on stage after the rest of the orchestra is seated, shakes hands with the conductor, takes a bow, and receives applause. So, this picture is original orchestral setting chart. You can see each instrumental groups: first violin, second violin, viola, cello, and bass. These are all string sections, and woodwind, brass, and percussion and piano. Okay. We just covered some basic and general concepts of orchestra. Let's move on to the next part. As I mentioned at the beginning, I will talk about two different kinds of orchestras. First one is chamber orchestra, and the second one is philharmonic orchestra. Before we go on to chamber orchestra, what is chamber music? Can anyone tell me what chamber music is in terms of the size?
Chamber music usually have fewer people than the other one.
Yes, chamber music is. So chamber music is a form of classical music that is composed for a small group of instruments. So chamber orchestra is a small-sized orchestra that has about 50 musicians, or some are much smaller than that. Chamber orchestra usually doesn't have brass instruments like tuba, but instead the strings are the main section of the orchestra. Because of the limited instrumentation, they usually don't play the large symphony works. They play smaller works. Okay. Let's move on to the. Before we move on to the philharmonic orchestra, I will give you a question. Who's the concertmaster in this picture?
Can I show?
Yeah, sure.
This guy.
Yes. Why do you think he's the concertmaster?
Because he has what is called stick in his hand, and he sits on the left side.
Yeah, actually, yeah. If the conductor stands here, concertmaster sits here. So he's the concertmaster here, right? Okay, let's move on to the philharmonic orchestra. Compared to the chamber orchestra, philharmonic or symphony orchestra is a full-sized orchestra that has about 100 musicians. Of course, they have full instrumentation, so they can play both large and small works. But they usually play large symphony pieces, such as Beethoven symphonies. In this picture, you can see all instrumental groups compared to the other orchestra. Okay. Lastly, this summary will help you to understand major differences between two orchestras. Basically, you can think about three main categories that helps you understand better. The first one is size of the orchestra. The second one is their instrumentation. And last one is their pieces, so their repertoire. So we'll finish our class by listening actual music. And based on what we learned today, while we're listening the music, I want you to identify which one is chamber orchestra and which one is harmonic orchestra. You ready? Mm-hmm. The first one is identify the first one?
I think the first one is chamber orchestra,
Yes,
because it sounds like a small group of instrumentation.
Yes.
And the second is philharmonic orchestra. Why? Because we heard lots of different instruments.
That's the same. Full sound.
Yes.
Yes, you're exactly right. So the first one is played by chamber orchestra, because we can hear most of the string sections compared to the other section like woodwinds and percussion. And the second one is of course philharmonic orchestra, because of the instrumentation. We can hear easily because they have full sound quality compared to the other orchestra. Everyone is clear? Mm-hmm. Okay. So today we learned two different kinds of orchestras. The three main categories that you should remember is size of the orchestra, instrumentation, and repertoire. At the end, let me give you a question. Can anyone give me a brief summary of the differences between two orchestras in terms of the three main categories?
Categories were size, instrumentation, and repertoire.
And yeah, actually size of the orchestra and instrumentation, yeah, and repertoire. Mm-hmm. And can you tell me what is chamber orchestra in terms of the three?
Chamber is a small-sized orchestra, and repertoire is smaller, mm-hmm. and the instrumentation are less compared to the philharmonic.
Yes, correct. So what instruments are the main section?
Strings
yes,
are
strings.
main
Instrumentation
in the chamber.
You're right. That's the answer. And can you tell me about the harmonic orchestra?
Harmonics, orchestra usually have a very large size and have all kinds of instruments which play repertoire that quite famous. I think the previous one is from Beethoven.
Yeah. Beethoven, yes.
Yeah, I think Beethoven just write a lot of large something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So they have each instrumental section. Yes. Okay. So any other question of these two orchestra? No. Thank you.
Yeah.